Hi Isaac, I'm just going to go over widgets with you. I don't think we discussed them yet very much. Also, I think the slider I briefly talked about in the introduction between the two different um, themes, but we'll start with widgets right now, and I'll get to the slider later, which are two interesting functions. So when you're in the dashboard here, again, this is your Google report. You can close these things. You can move these around if you wish. Oops, there we go. Sometimes a little tricky depending on your internet connection. And place them, once the box shows up, you can place them into that box area there. Um, but for your widgets, it's under Appearance, Widgets. Now, what is a widget? First of all, I should probably explain that first. If we click on here, this is your website title, and I usually right-click and open it in a new tab in my browser, just so I have my dashboard and my website all easily navigable. Widgets are basically the things that surround any of the content. So at the bottom here, we have three widgets. These are the bottom widget areas, and normally on any sort of blog, you've seen them a million times before, I'm sure. You have a sidebar which has all sorts of widgets with links and other things you can add in there. If we go to the back end, and when the first thing we come to widgets is we have all available types of widgets. Well, there are a number of widgets. There's calendar, there's a showing of the archives, there's some Google Stats, but you don't want to show that to people. That's more of a private thing. Your Google Events calendar, which is presently on there. Your MailChimp widget, which is your subscription form, and your online giving, which is at the bottom of the website for PayPal or this other one, Easy Tilth. I'm not sure, but that's another website for churches to give through, but I think they charge more than PayPal does. So, and your Twitter feed, if you eventually want to put your Twitter feed on the website. Anyway, you can go through all these widgets, but the most important one is called the text widget. It's the most flexible of all the widgets. So here we have our home page, the bottom left, bottom center, bottom right, primary sidebar. And well, this bottom one, it's I don't know how to describe this, but anyway, it's something that this theme has created in itself called called sidebars. Sorry about that. It's render appearance. Now, this is not a normal functioning way of creating widgets. You'll notice in WordPress that there's about three, or at least two, three, if not four or five different ways of doing the exact same thing. And it's that flexibility there that people like about it. Some people might find it confusing. Other people just find a way of working with the system that they like, and they stay with it. I'm going to show you the basic WordPress way of working with widgets, and we'll do that with the sidebar here. So I'm going to just grab this list post widgets. I'm going to place it on the top here. Once the little squares show up, you can drop it. So let's click and drag and drop, and I'll just say news, because I'm going to choose the news category here in the news, and that's going to give us listing all the posts that are in a widget, or in that widget. And I'm going to save it. Now if I come to our blog, well, I don't even know if we have any news. Sorry, there's no posts found in our news. I've only placed them in our blog, our posts in our blog, but here's our widget. And the advantage or disadvantage of that is that any page that has a sidebar, that widget is going to show up on every single page that has a sidebar. I don't know if we have another one or not, but I think most of our pages are set up with a sidebar, just for convenience sake. Well, you may not want to have these on every single page. You may want some of these pages full width, which is in the page setting, and that removes the bar completely. But there's a way of turning on and off these widgets for each page, and that's what I really want to show you today. Is well, it's something called widget logic. Now, this is a little complicated. I'm just going to try text widget first of all, because I had two or three different things installed here to see which one works the best. Yeah, see that the text widgets have what I'm talking about, the standard one, because the text widget is more flexible. It has this little window underneath, and I guess it's only available for the text widget, is that it's hide unchecked. That means you can choose either show unchecked or hide unchecked. If we show unchecked, that means whatever page you check, it's going to show that widget on that page. So for example, if I don't know if Giving has a, yeah, I'll put it on Giving. Just call this test widget. I should have started with the text widget in the first place, because this is the one we use most. Like you can see any text in here. Welcome to the new website. And show unchecked, it's going to show up on the Giving page. So if we go back to here and we go to our Giving page, we should have a widget on our Giving page. There it is, our test widget. Welcome to the new website. But if we go, say for example, just to volunteering, which is the other page here, we don't have it. So that's one way of, text widgets are the one you're going to use the most anyway, of choosing which page to show widgets on. Now I had mentioned that this theme had a special way of dealing with sidebars. Well, this one is called Bottom. You can also, through a page, choose which widget to show. Here, I'll do this as an example. I've created a sidebar in this theme called Bottom, although it doesn't work on the bottom. You can add a new sidebar called, I'll start from the beginning here. I'll create a new one. Oops, I forgot to enter a name. Of course. Just bring me back here, refresh the browser. Oh, okay. Click on sidebars again. Sometimes refreshing your browser just reminds it to change back, but test widget sidebar. Because these aren't, they call them sidebars, but technically they aren't sidebars, they're just widgets. The thing is with these widgets is that they show up in our widgets panel, the ones you create, with the name that you've created. So you've created a new widget sidebar, which does not work exactly like a sidebar, but it works somewhat like a sidebar. So you can see that test widget sidebar. We can slide, let's slide our list posts in there for fun. Posts. It's going to do all categories. Save that. Now, it's not going to show up anywhere on the site at all because it hasn't been assigned to a page. And this is sort of what the text widget does. You can assign it to a page. Well, if we edit this page, for example, volunteering, below our window here where we do our editing, are we finished loading it? There we go. You have something called page options. And the layout, well, this is where I was mentioning if you want to have a full width page, that will remove the sidebar completely. Well, it asks you what sidebar you want to show on that page. Well, let's show only the test widget sidebar. This may actually be easier to work with once you get the hang of it, because you could fill that test widget sidebar with 2 or 3 widgets that you wish to show on a certain page. For example, you're volunteering, you might want to have a little form on the side for people to sign up to volunteer. And of course you can turn on and off your social footer. It doesn't have to be on every single page. This optional tagline, I'm going to put, say, get involved, and you'll see where this get shows up, which is kind of cool too. And your mid notes is just your general notes for yourself. So get involved with a sidebar that we've created in the sidebar area. And we'll go view the page, this little yellow line here. Take a look at volunteering. Oops, I'm going to have to fix that. I still haven't got around to fixing that. This is our little tagline here that usually it's going to show up right in here. And this is, I'm going to move this down right now. But you can see that our sidebar is creating a posts area of our latest posts. Anyway, I'll explain this more when I see you, but this is just a reminder after I see you how to do this, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.